Little Life Podcast.
Episode 35.
Episode 35.
This is Tyrone's Aunt Monica.
Tyrone's Aunt Monica.
Say, let's kill it.
Let's kill it.
Stay lit.
Stay lit.
That's it.
Tyrone, take over.
Thank you. Good job. Welcome back, guys. This is episode 35, like Sora said. This is my Aunt Monica. Hi, Monica.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. How's life going?
It's good.
Good?
It's good.
First question. How long have you been sober?
5.5 years.
5.5 years?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I remember when I got out, Jordan picked me up and he answered his call on speaker and you had nowhere to go and I can't remember exactly what you're asking him, but he was like holding the boundary and you're like, you know what, that's fucked up, and you were pretty pissed about it.
Yeah.
And and after he hung up, or you guys hung up, and he was just like, I could see stress in his eyes, and like, he was just like, it sucks, dude. It sucks to not be able to help my mom. He's like, but I don't know what else to do, you know. So
I know.
you've come a long ways, and that's super cool. 5.5 years.
Yeah.
Since Steps, right?
Yeah. Since Steps.
I worked at Steps when she was there, and that was, you were the house pres?
No.
You weren't?
Uh-uh.
I thought you were.
Uh-uh. No.
Basically, you ran the show. Though.
Yeah. 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 I'm grateful for that place, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Julie's awesome. She doesn't work there anymore.
Oh, she doesn't? Huh.
So fuck Steps. No.
They're all different there, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, second question. Who's the funniest out of me, Jordan, and Braxton?
Oh my gosh. That's a tough one. That's tough. Oh, that's tough. I can't. You guys are all three funny. I can't. I can't pick one.
You can't do it?
I can't do it.
Can't betray your kids. I know. I'm the funniest.
No.
I know you can't say that. So I know your answer, and that's okay. I get what you're doing, and it's okay.
All three of you guys made me laugh. It's funny.
We are funny, dude. All of us are funny in our own way. George's not as funny as me and Braxton, but I'm just kidding. He'll kill me.
Jordan.
So I wanted to just know kind of what it was like being married to Uncle Goat.
Oh. Well, it was definitely a learning experience. I met Trent when I was in senior in high school, and I was, naive and insecure little Mormon girl in Washington City.
Were you raised Mormon?
No, I was baptized into the church when I was 12. My grandparents thought it would be a good idea to get us into the church.
Did they go to church?
No.
They didn't?
No, absolutely not.
Because I remember he smoked or something, didn't he?
Who?
Your grandpa? Or grandma?
My grandma smoked.
Yeah.
My grandma smoked and my grandpa chewed Copenhagen. And they would have nothing to do with the church, but my grandma thought it would be a good idea to get us into the church. So she had our uncle that was Mormon baptize us. So I was 12. And when we moved to St. George, I was really active in the church, really active. I mean,
What attracted you to Goat? Was it Goat partying and shit?
I don't know, man. I don't know what it was. I think it was just because I wasn't honestly really that, when I look back, it wasn't that I was really attracted to him, it was just the attention he gave me. Like I never really I didn't really have a lot of, all my guy friends were just friends that I played sports with. I never really had a guy want to go out with me or anything like that.
Into you? Like basically into you?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that?
yeah. He thought I was cute and all that kind of thing. And he told his buddy Kerry Kendall, that worked at the convenience store, that thought I was cute. So he asked me out, and I just said yes. And I think I maybe was just looking for something at that time. I don't know what I was doing. He asked me out. We went and played racquetball at the college, and he told me whoever wins, if you win, I'll take you to dinner anywhere you want to go, and if I win, I get what I want. Pretty much like that. That's how he said it. Anyway, and he beat me. He beat me. Because the weird thing is Trent's he's really good at sports.
Yeah, he is.
He's really, when it comes to like racquetball or any sport, he's actually
Braxton's in Chad at handball or
that's what I'm saying. He's really good at that kind of stuff. I gave him a good game. I gave him a good game, but he beat me. But anyway, then we went on it. I don't know when we went out again, and I just and there was a lot I can't remember, but we started hanging out, and 4 months later, I was pregnant, and we were getting married. Yeah.
It's so crazy. I'm having my baby at 41,
I know.
and you and my mom were just babies when you guys
Yeah, I was
and Goat
18.
and my dad were all just kids.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah,
I know.
you guys had us young, pretty young.
Yeah, I mean, I had no idea what I was doing. I mean, I just did what you gotta do,
Was it ever fun with Uncle Goat? Like, did you guys, like, after you got married, did you guys
we had fun.
get along, or was he like, I know he left a lot to party, and like, my dad did the same thing. My dad was always out partying, not very helpful with the kids. But I do remember Goat, like, playing with us and tickling us and playing sports games with us, and like,
Yeah.
I remember that, but I don't remember him being super helpful.
He wasn't very like like loving as far as like when you're a couple, like, you know, he was very into himself. It was more about him than what I needed or what I wanted or whatever, you know.
He rolled that out to the end too.
Oh yeah.
About Goat.
Yeah. It was more like
Goat was it was.
Yeah. He can be a very selfish person.
George just told me a story. He's like, we got in a car wreck. Were you there yesterday when he told that? He's like, me and my dad got in a car wreck, and I hit the dashboard, and I was bleeding everywhere, and I probably concussed. And the first thing Goat said to me is, "Tell him you're wearing your seatbelt." When I came to, like, he was knocked out and came to, and Goat's like, "Tell him you're wearing your seatbelt." Not like, "Are you okay?" Like, I might get a ticket for him not wearing a seatbelt. This motherfucker better wake up and tell him he's wearing a seatbelt. You know? That's the first thing he said to him. I'm just like, that's Goat to a T, dude.
Totally.
The world could be falling apart. He'd be calling Jordan about the fucking direct TV bill.
Oh yeah. It was all about what yeah.
Poor Jordy.
Oh.
He was so patient with him, man. One time I put him on timeout and put him outside. Let him go sit outside for an hour. And Goat did it and waited. He literally sat there and waited and fucking.
he told me that. Oh my god, that's so funny. I know. And no, Trent was Trent was more like being a mother to him. I wasn't a wife. I was more like a mother. And I'm not trying to diss on him or anything. But when I look back to that time in my life where, you know, I was just trying to figure out life myself too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're trying to do the wifely thing. You're trying to go to work and be a mom. I was doing everything that I was supposed to be doing, on top of you know, him telling me, you know, I'm gonna, you know, he partied a lot. I mean, I remember having to go to work at 6 in the morning, and Trent was just getting home at 3 in the morning, and I'd have to go to work all day and be tired from, you know. And I remember going to Tony. Remember Tony Roma?
Yeah.
I remember going to his house one time and banging on the basement window, telling him, "You need to get home," you know, because he would just go and not care what I thought. He'd just go. And I remember banging on the door and him getting pissed off at me because I would come looking for him. And I finally, you know, it got to the point where I couldn't do it anymore. Yeah. But he definitely liked his time to. It was about him and his friends, and you know, he'd go to, when we moved to Vegas and he taught school. You know, he'd do the minimal amount that it took to get by with his teaching job. You know, if it wasn't for me picking up the slack or whatever, I don't know how much longer he would have had the job until he finally, you know, he had his bipolar issues that came into play. But I think if Trent would have stayed clean, and I think he could have done a lot better.
Matt, with him and my dad, that just made them both just wackos, dude. I remember I stayed there with Goat for a week while Braxton was going to school, and he was teaching school the next day.
Yeah. And
he's telling us the first one to go to bed, like, don't go to bed is what he's telling us, because the first one that does is getting a bum bibble. And we're terrified. What a bum bibble is when he sticks his finger in his ass crack and fucking bibbles you while you're sleeping. That's called a bum bibble. This is a bibble, a regular bibble. I named my cat after it. The legend of Goat lives on, dude. But yeah, so we're terrified. We're trying not to sleep on a school night so we don't get a fucking shit-covered finger stuck between our lips, dude. Pretty sure DCFS would take us away for something like that now, you know? You can't stick your finger in your ass crack and belittle a child. That's out of control. And I'd wake up and he's listening to fucking Kiss, Lick It Up. And there's jelly and peanut butter on them. And he's licking peanut butter and jelly off the walls. And I'm like, this motherfucker's got to teach school tomorrow.
I know.
And we go, okay, first 10 minutes I'm there in the classroom. I'm not even supposed to be in the classroom. I'm not supposed to be there, you know? And so first minute, some little black kid's like, fuck you, Whitey, or something like that to Goat. And Goat used to watch wrestling all the time, him and my dad. And he's like, what'd you say? He's like, well, come on then, little motherfucker. He said to the kid, and Goat got down in like a fucking stance. And the kid attacked him. He picked him up and did the helicopter move with him, like spinning him around. And I was like, holy shit, where the fuck am I? This is in Vegas, and I'm used to like little Mormon St. George fucking, you know, Christians at the worst, you know, in school. And fucking, I was the problem in my school. And I was like a fucking saint there, dude. I was like, this place is wild, and the teacher's the worst one. It's my uncle. He's the problem. All they did was have readathons and candy. That's all he'd bring. Go buy these massive bags of candy. And just feed them candy and tell them to read, and they did nothing else. I remember coming in also, and him and the other teacher were looking at Hustlers or Playboys or something. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is the teacher. Like, what the? This is two of them now. There's two of them doing this, you know?
Really?
Yeah, I was just like, this is nuts, dude. And of course, a little bit after that, he didn't have the job anymore.
Yeah. Well, because he took the whole class to 7-Eleven down the block. He just left the school, took the whole class, walked them all the way down 3 or 4 blocks down the street, took them to 7-Eleven, bought them treats,
High on meth.
and brought them back.
High on meth and good meth back then.
Yeah,
The fire meth.
Yeah.
Great.
And he got, and at that time, I didn't really know that he was, on that. I really didn't know he was on meth then. I didn't know. I just thought that it was his manic episode.
Was he always bipolar?
No, he didn't really get bad until I left him, and that's when it got bad. I didn't really notice how bad it was till I left him, and then it got bad when he got that lewdness charge.
Yeah.
And he was just crazy stuff, talking crazy and just crazy stuff.
One time in Mesquite, I was about to sleep with this Goat and go party with me. You know, I'd take him to like my friends' parties, and I was like 21. There's like a 19-year-old chick I was about to have sex with. I was like, Goat, come on, get in the bed, you know? I was just like gonna help him get laid. And the cops showed up and they arrested him. He had a warrant in Nevada. And they were like, and then they found out he had some like, they thought the lewdness charge was like him like trying to, and they thought that girl was younger, so she was 19. She wasn't like underage or anything. But yeah, and I was crazy too. But anyways, they were like really mean to him and like really, they thought he was like a pedophile or something. But
really?
Yeah. Anyways, it just made him crazy, and that was a funny story. I tried to get Goat in there to get laid because he hadn't been laid in like 10, 15 years. He'd say, I don't even like it anymore. I don't even jack off anymore. It's like, oh, you gotta get that out, dude. It'll calm you down a little bit.
Did you believe when he says that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, unless your dad gives me meth, I don't jack it. Then all I do is jack off. But I don't like meth anymore.
He's wild, I'm telling you. I know when I got with Trent, all my school friends were like, "What are you doing with him? You guys are nothing alike." Like they were shocked that I was with Trent, and I just kind of, like I said, I just went with it. It's like I was looking for something. It was a need that I was raised with my grandparents and didn't have a really tight relationship with my grandparents. It was like a way out or something. I don't know. I mean, I look back.
Was your grandma nice? Because she scared the fuck out. I always remember she just scared me if I ever seen her. I was just, for some reason, scared of her.
She was very, very strict and she was just cold. My grandma was a very cold person. She just very, very strict and just cold.
I never got like an inviting feeling or like
not at all.
Nothing like that. I was always just like, I shouldn't be here.
I know. She was like
that's
that
how
with
I
everybody.
felt.
Yeah, she was like that with everybody. Even with living in the house with her, she was like that. Very structured. We were very structured. You do this at this time, you do this at this time. This is what you do. If you don't do it, you're grounded. If If you don't do it, you're in trouble. We didn't dare do anything wrong. We'd get in trouble. She didn't. My grandma didn't beat us or anything like that.
That's how I'm gonna raise my child, but I'm gonna beat her. She gets out. I'm gonna beat her. I'm gonna give her her first spanking right when she goes out so she'll breathe, just so she knows. If she fucking cries later, that's what's coming, dude. She better not cry at all.
No, my grandma never did that. Though we just knew. We just knew. You come home from school. You get your chores done. We eat dinner at 5 o'clock every day. We go to bed at 10 o'clock. We do the dishes. We have the house clean before we go to our friend's house. We were well taken care of. We were well fed. We had everything we needed. It was very structured, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that. Even though I didn't do that with my kids, I was totally the opposite with my kids. And I'm grateful for that. We had that. And if I wouldn't have had my grandparents, I don't know where I would have ended up. So I'm grateful for that. But she was very strict and not very huggy and I love you. You couldn't really get close to her. We had our moments, but usually she had a cigarette in her hand and a cup of coffee, and she was sitting at the table and just, and you couldn't talk about anything like my parents or anything. You couldn't talk about anything. It was just something you didn't talk about.
It's kind of crazy.
You don't need to talk about that stuff. That stuff you don't need to worry about.
How much do you know of your parents?
I just know that they were both. My mom was an alcoholic and very, very young, very, very young, and
Did you ever know him?
No, I don't remember. When my mom left us, I was 3. Wait. When my dad was killed, I was 3.
I didn't know your dad got killed.
Yeah, my dad got killed when I was 3.
I've never known anything about this.
Yeah.
Never.
So we were living in Wyoming in a trailer park, and you got to remember, my mom was young. She was probably 20, maybe younger. I'm trying to get the timeline right, but anyway, she was very young. But to me, in my head, she was older when I was growing up. But when I think about it, she was young. She was young, and anyway, my dad, I was coming home. My dad was a hard worker, very athletic, very athletic, really good guy. I was told, loved his kids very, very much. He was coming home from work, fell asleep at the wheel, ran under a diesel, and was decapitated. This is what I've been told by my family. So he was killed instantly, and my mom just lost it. Like she kind of fell apart. She kind of fell apart. Left his kids in the trailer, and
So they kind of got your grandparents were there, right?
Yeah. We would have went to foster care.
That's a lot to take on.
Yeah, I know. So she left us, and then I ran to my aunt's house that happened to live up the street, and told my grandma. This is a story that I remember. Now Chad or Shanna might say something different, but this is what I remember. And so then my grandma came and got us, legally adopted us from that point on, and then when I was 10 is when we moved to St. George.
So your grandma took on 3 kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, no wonder she was ornery.
Oh, yeah.
I got one coming, I'm like,
I know.
I'm nervous and scared.
So she must have been she had to have been in her 50s.
Yeah, she thought she was free and clear.
Yeah, and she took us on.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And so, and I'm grateful for it, I really am. Because I don't know where I'd be if she wouldn't have, who knows what would happen. Anyway, and then my mom never talked to her. I hated my mom, absolutely hated my mom. I said, how, every little ill feeling I ever had when I think of my mom, because she left us, and I remember playing at my friend's house one day when I was in 5th grade in Washington. And my grandma calls and says, my mom was there. My mom was out, she wanted to see us, and I just got sick to my stomach, and she said, you need to get home. So we came home, and my mom's sitting there, and she got Shanna. Shanna was young. Shanna was only 3 years younger than me. Shanna loved my mom. She was holding my sister and sitting across the room, and I just sat there in the chair. I didn't even want to talk to her or see her or anything. Just sat there. And then we get up the next morning, and she had gotten into my grandpa's liquor cabinet and got drunk. She'd been drinking, and my grandpa went and got the bottle of vodka or whatever it was she was drinking, poured it over her head, and said, don't you ever drink around these kids again. And she got up and she ran out of the house. And 2 months later, she was killed.
Really?
She was killed in a car accident with a friend, I was told, in Weed, California, or somewhere down there. She was killed. So I remember
both your parents died in car accidents.
Yeah, But I mean, my
I've
mom,
never known this. That's crazy.
thought you
No, I didn't know any of this.
yeah. So my dad died when I was 3, and my mom died when I was 10. They were both killed. Sometimes I feel like I'm being. If somebody asks me, I say they were killed because that's what happened. I don't say passed away because I don't know what to say sometimes. I don't want to be dramatic or I don't want to play the victim.
No, that's the way you.
But
That's
that's
the
what
way you see
happened.
it. Yeah.
That's what happened. But anyway, and I just remember being at school that day in 5th grade up and my grandma calling us home and saying your mom was killed, or I can't remember how she said it. We missed that day of school. The next day we went to school. We didn't miss school. We didn't go to the funeral. We didn't talk about it. After that, nobody talked about nothing. Your mom just passed away. Go on with life. That's all it was. We didn't talk about nothing. So you didn't really show a lot of emotion or cry or have anybody to talk to about it. You just went on with life. It was just like that.
It's kind of like this is how Grandpa was. My grandpa, Daryl. He didn't talk about like your feelings. You didn't. You just dealt with shit.
That's
you
how
know,
they were
you just
back
get
then.
up and do it, and I get it. I can see the point in that. You know, like.
I mean,
I feel like today almost it's the complete opposite. It's like chill, like fucking almost getting hit by a car, or like even like you wrecked on your scooter when you were 3 is not a fucking traumatic event. Calm down, you know. Like I need to go to therapy because I wrecked on my bike when it didn't have training wheels the first time. You know, like what the fuck? Like, my dad tried to stab me with a knife, dude. You know, like there's some real shit.
I know.
Yeah,
Exactly.
soft ass generation. It's like the complete opposite now. Like, I hope we can find a middle ground at some point. But
So I think that's one of the reasons why I led my life the way I did after that is because just attention. Like Trent gave me attention that I wasn't getting from home or whatever. I don't know.
That makes sense, for sure.
But then it was the wrong attention, definitely. I mean,
we don't know at the time, though. You know, we don't know.
You look back, and I'm so grateful for my boys, Braxton and Jordan. I feel like that was the reason I was with Trent, is to have Braxton and Jordan, because I love, that it was meant to be that way. I think.
So I got a good question for you. Right as you say that, and I already know the answer to this, so you can lie again and say you don't have one. But who's your favorite child?
I don't have a favorite, and I tell my kids all this.
It's Taylor. Just so everybody knows, it's Taylor for sure.
I get
Taylor dug deep and didn't act like idiot like us, and
she's my favorite daughter, but I mean, I don't have a favorite. I mean, Tyson will tease me and say, "Mom, you know Braxton's your favorite. He's your oldest. He's your favorite. He's not my favorite. I'm just never said I have."
Jordan's the least favorite. Just so we're clear.
They're all amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd do without my kids. They are all great.
And Jordan has a question for you, and I'm supposed to say it like my dad. Jordan wants to know if you want to go down south to the border and get an empanada. That's his question for you. You want an empanada?
I know, and I told him and then get this. I wanted to make him homemade empanada because I thought it'd be funny to do something like that for him. Mom, I can't have any sugar. I can't have any empanada. I can't have any sugar. So
then he goes and drinks 12 Cokes and eats 14 pieces of pizza.
It was his birthday, and I was gonna make him an empanada, like some homemade empanadas, and he's like, "Mom, I'm not eating sweets."
See, that's why he's the least favorite.
Yeah.
See, it's easy to see. I can see clearly. She's got tunnel vision; she can't see, but I can see for her why Jordan is by far the least favorite child. All he talks about is empanadas, and she tries to fucking make him homemade empanadas, and he says, "I can't eat sugar." He's at the bottom. What's your favorite food?
Dang, that's a tough one. As far as like Mexican, Italian, all that kind of thing.
Just if
Jeez.
you're dying, you're on death row, you get one last meal.
Jeez. Okay, let me think.
Empanada?
Oh, that's right. Hey, okay, I gotta say, tacos.
Tacos?
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I have a lot of favorites, but that one counts. Tacos are just, I can eat tacos every day.
What's your favorite movie?
Oh, gosh. Okay, what type of movie? Doesn't matter.
Just you're on death row and you get to watch one last movie.
The Notebook.
The Notebook.
I love The Notebook. It just because.
I feel like I'd want to watch something funny if I was.
I know.
If I'm getting a lethal injection the next day.
Yeah.
Like probably Will Ferrell is probably gonna lighten the mood.
You're probably right. Yeah.
The Notebook, you're all crying.
I know. You're right. I gotta think about that one. Let's see. Gosh.
If that's your answer, that's your answer though.
Yeah. God. there's a lot of funny movies though. I can't think.
Did you ever watch? Joke got me to this. Porky's for one.
Yeah.
You ever see that?
Yeah, but it's been a while.
When the lady howls like that, she howls like a dog, and he's up there banging her up in the gym where they do the laundry.
Yeah.
And the coaches are dying laughing. And, oh my god, I love that movie. You know, Goat showed me when I was a kid. He showed me, what is it? Silence of the Lambs.
Oh yeah.
And when the dude tucks his dick between his legs and is dancing around, it freaked me out. And I was just like, I don't know how old I was, but I was young enough to where I was watching like Jason, and that didn't freak me out. But when I seen the dude, I was like, what the fuck is happening? You know, like I went and told my mom that I was like trying to figure out what was going on, and she fucking flipped out on Goat, and I wasn't allowed in his room for 3 years. 3 years I wasn't allowed to go in there and watch a movie. So I'd sit there and watch westerns with Grandpa the whole time.
Westerns.
And I was just like, please let me in. Yeah, MASH, dude.
MASH.
Oh, God.
MASH reminds me so much of your grandpa.
For sure. You
He
watch it
loved
every
that
night,
show.
yeah.
He loved that show.
I actually kind of liked it. I kind of liked watching MASH with Grandpa. But I'd much rather be in there watching fucking horror movies with Goat.
Yeah.
Just that part freaked me out. I just wanted to talk to my mom about it. But that dude could hold a grudge.
Oh.
If you got the band, you're
Oh,
bad.
oh, I
you were
know.
coming in.
Oh, I know.
Crazy.
Trent?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. He was rough.
My friend Pat had the lifetime ban. He never had to come to the house. And Pat didn't even do anything. He just brought drugs like everybody else. Everybody was bringing drugs. I don't know why Pat was the one that couldn't bring them. You know?
I remember that Hafen house, and you go in there and you tell me everybody who had the band.
It was, I get it, because the house was out of control.
I know.
Like, my grandpa would come over and the people are just scattering. 20 people at a time just hiding in rooms and fucking... Grandpa would just come over to see, he'd be like, I'm not here to see you dumbasses, I'm here to see Tank, you know? And he'd give Tank food, we didn't even have food, and Tank's eating way better than us. Tank's eating steak, and we're starving, we've been up tweaking for a week.
Oh my God. No, that's so funny.
What's your favorite band?
Jeez.
I've never known you to be like a big music, are you a big music person?
I like music, but I'm not into like you Hafens. You boys, my boys, you guys. It boggles my mind that you guys are so into it's amazing that you know all these bands and what kind of music. I just listen to, I love Michael Jackson. I love
Michael Jackson.
I always loved Michael Jackson. I don't know. I just listen to what's on the radio. I like hip hop. I just listen to what's on the radio. I don't really. I went and saw a few concerts with Trent.
Who'd you see?
The ones he wanted to see.
Yeah.
Quiet Riot. Quiet Riot.
Yeah, I'm sure you had fun at that.
Yeah, somebody puked in front of me because they'd been drinking. I had smelled puke the whole time I was there. It was. Quiet Riot. The first concert I ever went to was Twisted Sister. First concert I ever
That might have
went
been fun.
to. Good little Mormon girl, but it's a Twisted Sister. Trent, somebody passed a joint along the railing, and they were passing along, and I threw it over the railing. And Trent says, "We're gonna get killed." He says, "Don't do it. Don't ever do that again. You're gonna get us killed." Because I threw it over the thing. I didn't want it. He's like, "They're passing it along. You're supposed to pass it to the next person." I didn't know that. I just threw it over the
Yeah,
railing.
like, teach me the fucking rules,
Yeah.
dude.
So I saw Twisted Sister. I saw Heart, Quiet Riot.
Did you like Heart at all?
Yeah,
They're
they
kind of
were good.
mellow, right?
Yeah, we went with Russ Newby, and I like that one. But he'd take me. I saw Braxton. I went and saw. God, I can't even remember. Anyway, I like that. I like Taylor Swift. I like music like that. I don't like. I'm not really into the hard rock thing. I mean, I think Ozzy Osbourne was a pretty amazing dude, but I did not like his music. You know, Trent. Idolized him.
Yeah.
But
They remind me a lot of each other.
they do
Like,
crazy.
see, watching
wild.
Ozzy on stage, I'm like, that would what Go would have been like if he was. They remind me of each other.
Oh yeah.
Go was every bit as crazy as Ozzy,
Oh yeah.
if not more out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
My dad too. My dad.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah.
When I say that, just like 400 things just popped in my head of my dad. Like, you remember when you were supposed to fight the Asian dude that came for school?
Yeah.
What are they called? Foreign exchange students?
Yeah.
My grandparents had foreign exchange
I
students.
remember that.
And my dad, and this foreign exchange student knew like kung fu and karate and shit. And they somehow got in this like argument, and they bet $500. The fight happened in my grandparents' backyard.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "Are you wearing a cup?" And my dad goes, "I ain't even wearing underwear, motherfucker. Let's go." My dad, I was crying because I thought my dad was going to get his head kicked off. My dad beat him up.
He did.
He
I was
did,
there.
He beat him up, yeah.
I was there.
I ain't even wearing underwear, motherfucker.
I felt so bad for that kid. I felt bad for him.
He was kind of an asshole, though. That
I
kid
know.
was.
I
My
know.
dad was an asshole,
But your
too.
dad is,
He's a big dude.
Yeah, I'm saying. I just felt bad for him, but yeah.
That's the greatest. I ain't even wearing underwear, motherfucker. You wearing a cup? No, not even Joni. Bitch, let's go. And he was right. He probably wasn't wearing underwear.
He probably wasn't.
No, there's numerous times my dad tried to attack people at the house, and his pants would fall down because he had no ass, and he'd always say, "I have a great ass." He did not have it. He had no ass whatsoever, and his pants would fall down. His tallywhacker would be hanging out while he's fighting. He's holding on to somebody's hair, and his dick's just hanging out. It's nuts, dude. I have a great ass. He's just like, what world do you live in, dude? He lived in a whole nother world.
No, he did.
And he believed it.
He did.
Dad, you're fucking one more half inch from wearing fucking, what are they called? Overalls? Or, yeah, whatever they're called. That's about where you're at, dude.
Having you and Trent and Troy and Jordan and Braxton in the same room is just
Comedy,
hilarious.
dude. Yeah.
Like it could be, you could make a reality show.
For real.
Seriously.
I wish we could have
You
recorded
could
it
have,
live.
for sure. If Ozzy Osbourne can have a reality show, you definitely could.
Yeah, we were way wild.
Oh, funnier.
For sure.
People be watching that stuff for hours. So funny.
Taylor wants to know, what do you wish she understood more about your struggles? And that's like more with like drugs, I think she was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Asked her kind of what she meant. And she said kind of to do with drugs. What do you wish she understood?
More about
Your struggles. Like, I feel like you're pretty open. Like,
with drugs or
yeah. Because I don't think she understands it.
Well, no, she doesn't. She's never done drugs, but I mean, I feel
Thank
like
God.
I know. Seriously, I'm so grateful for Taylor. She's
Favorite.
She's a strong girl.
Favorite.
I think just I don't know. You know, when I started taking Loratabs when I was 36 years old, never done a drug. I hated drugs and alcohol. I'm never gonna do drugs or alcohol. I was so just never. You know, I seen what it. You know, but when I started taking the Loratab, you know, the feeling you get, and just, you know, and just chasing that feeling and that high. I just maybe just I was obviously trying to not want to feel something back then when that all started, and it just went from there. I don't know. I talked about this the other day, and she said she thought that I because right now being clean and having to feel emotion the way you do, and the anxiety and you know, and your moodiness and your crying and all that stuff, it's a lot. It can be a lot.
Yeah.
It can be a lot. And back, I think I was trying to cover up a lot of that when I started using. But now I'm actually grateful to feel it, because after I get it all out and I cry and I feel it actually makes you grow. You grow from it. You grow from it, and and then you can move on instead of just get high and covering it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
The shitty thing is, eventually, you're gonna get locked up, or something's gonna happen. You're gonna have to feel it in a terrible place too.
Yeah.
It's not like you get to do it in your own home, or
Just chasing that high, it's just so tiring.
it is.
Just every day.
It blew my mind when I found out like you were doing stuff. I was like, what?
I know. Everybody was shocked.
What the fuck?
I know.
You know?
And you know, being with Terry and Terry going along with me, and then Braxton finding out that he had just started using methadone and all that stuff all at the same time. This has all happened at the same time. Braxton started using.
Yeah, we all kind of.
Yeah, when Braxton started taking, and it just went from there. And then I went to work I worked for Albertsons for 10 years, and there was a lady I worked with that could get major amounts of Loratabs because she works in a pharmacy. I mean, I had that stuff all. But I couldn't do anything. They had to start with that. Like, if I didn't have that, my day was messed up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get to where you rely on it. And it's just like, and then it just goes from there.
I think the thing to say to Taylor is also that it's not your intention to
No.
be living in the car. Minnie was homeless, sleeping in a abandoned car across the street from Taylor's in Adams. You know, that's what her life looked like. And I was homeless numerous times too, but your plan is you're like, oh, I like this. This feels good.
No, not at all.
You don't know like you're gonna get sick and like all the repercussions from doing it. You don't plan on like any of that. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're doing heroin. You're like, holy shit! Like my life is fucked.
I never thought I'd ever do that.
Yeah, you don't plan on it.
When I was in high school, heroin was like the most evilest, worst drug ever. And I remember doing it for the first time, and I thought to myself,
This ain't so bad.
you can see why people get addicted. Yeah, you can see why people get addicted.
Yeah.
And then you're chasing that every day, chasing that feeling, because it just makes you just feel just so good and so fine, and just to get past that, even though you're miserable in the back of your mind, just to get past that feeling, not wanting to deal with it, and then when you get down deeper and you're homeless and you're walking the streets and you're looking for that next $20 to find your next bit of stuff.
Dude, it's hard to get $20 sometimes.
It is.
Fucking.
Oh, I've done some crazy stuff for $20. I'm telling you.
I just eventually I've seen people that were robbing people and like taking their shit.
Oh, I know.
And I was seeing that nothing was happening. And I was like, if they can do it, I'm tired of driving to Vegas and coming back and shoving shit up my ass when I get pulled over. I was like, I'm just gonna take it from people, and then I don't have to do any of the work. So I started doing that. And people were like, because I was a certain level of piece of shit, and I went to that level, and certain people wouldn't talk to me no more. They wouldn't like. They're like, oh, you're that dude.
Yeah.
You coming over here?
Yeah.
And it was like, fuck, that's me. And then I'd have to get high just to forget that I was even that person. Just to try to not.
I know.
And just didn't like live in a fucking fantasy land. Like I'm not out here taking people's shit.
Yeah.
I'm so lazy. I just take it now instead of any work because I can't put in any work.
Yeah. Well,
I'm worthless.
I didn't really rob. Well, I guess you could call it robbing. I didn't really rob people, but I stole. I stole things. I'd walk into Walmart, steal something, and go pawn it for $20.
Yeah.
$25. Or I'd go to the liquor store, and walk out with a bag of liquor. I got away with it 5 times. I got busted the 6th time. Tyson was with me. Walked in there.
Yeah, stealing just becomes part of.
Because
you have to have it.
Yeah, every day I had to have that. You do whatever, and then I'd go steal food to make up for the money that I spent on drugs, so my kids would have something to eat. And you justify it in your head. You justify it.
I literally had
this for
20 bikes in Brooke's backyard at one point. 20 stolen bikes, all from the neighbors. I did like a yard sale, and it was basically all the neighbors' shit. I'm serious, it was terrible. And they were like, what the fuck? They were like seeing their own shit. I was just like, I remember when we lived across the street from each other, or in the same thing, the neighbor called the cops on me, and they left their window down. So I went and pissed in their fucking car. I went and pissed on the seats of their car. And I guarantee they knew I did it. I made sure, like, they basically knew I did it, Like, you ever call the cops on me again, I'll fucking torch it, So, that's crazy.
That's so funny.
Pissed in their car.
But I want Taylor to understand.
Yeah, we went on a long tangent right there, huh?
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
You're easy to, I love it. I knew this was going to be good.
No, I mean, I try to, because she's seen what I've gone through the last 5 years being clean and going through menopause and the emotions and the anxiety. Anxiety has been a big issue for me for the last little while. Anxiety and having to control that, and I definitely have my moments, but I'm glad I'm feeling it. I'm learning from it, and I know what I need to do to, just that fear of knowing that everything's gonna be okay, and there's nothing to be afraid of, and I don't know, just I think the most important thing is getting up every day and doing your best, being kind, being good to people, being kind to yourself. Self-care is a big thing that I've got. I'm going to be 60 this year, and I've realized that self-care is so important. Self-care is very important, and I haven't done that my whole life. Just caring about myself, I was caring about others.
Yeah.
Always taking care of my kids or.
Minnie's working on like boundaries right now with people and
Yeah.
close people.
It's a huge one.
And
huge one.
I'm just proud of her. She came and talked to me at my work, and we were talking about that. And everybody has their things they need to work on. I have worked on everything. I've tried to work on everything that comes up, so I'm just really proud of you for doing that.
I'm proud of you.
And it
too.
brings up anxiety. It makes you're doing something different, and it's like, ugh.
sometimes
I don't know how to do this.
I
You know, and it's weird and it's uncomfortable, but that's where like all growth comes from.
It
dude.
does. It does.
Setting boundaries, like boundaries I've learned is a form of self-love, dude. It
It
literally
is.
is.
It
like
is.
how you learn to love yourself.
And I didn't know that until like recently. I thought it's gonna make me feel good if I do this for my kids, my son, or it's gonna make me feel good if I help my brother. It's gonna make me feel good, and it does. It does make you feel good, but then but it never stops. It never stops, and then you drain yourself. You drain yourself, completely drain yourself. And I didn't realize it until something happens. And you realize, what am I doing? What am I doing? I shouldn't be doing this stuff. I shouldn't be just enabling and just doing whatever it takes to make sure someone's okay or whatever. Well, I don't need to do that, and I'm learning. I'm still learning this, and I'm how old now, and I'm just but setting a boundary is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. My whole life I never really just never did that. I just kept giving and giving and giving it. You know what I mean? And it doesn't work, and it just catches up to you, and you're like, damn. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
It's like
I do. When I first started working at Steps and stuff, the clients just walked all over.
I remember.
I just got
Oh, they
trampled.
couldn't wait till you got there.
Yeah, but I also try to make it fun. And
You did. And
even
you
when I did
every
start
level.
setting boundaries and stuff, like they still, at first they were like, nobody likes when you set a boundary with them, dude. People don't like it, and they have reactions to it because they're not used to it, and they're like, no, they want it to go the way that it's been going because it's beneficial for them. But so that was really hard for me. But people will still love you, and if they don't, then that's okay.
No, you're very loved.
Yeah.
You were very loved. I always loved when you were there. You're so fun, and you're just, and I think you've done very well. And
Thank you.
You said people know where you stand, and I remember getting one time mad at you because you wouldn't talk to Braxton or something. Like you says, I just can't talk to him, or I don't want to run. I remember getting an attitude about it one time. I thought, why would he?
I felt it. I was like, God damn, he's bad.
Oh, I know. And then I think back, God, that's what I should have been doing. You know what I mean? That's what I should have been doing. Like you don't have to talk to him if you don't want to. You don't have to be there for him if you don't want to. And they're not gonna die. That was always my fear. Something's gonna happen. Something bad's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna die if I don't do this for
That's a fear too. That's a big one.
It's hard.
Like
It's
with
really
my
hard.
mom, like I don't go over there and I'm like, is she gonna fucking die? Are people gonna die? And I'm like, and I didn't go there, and like, but when I go there, it fucks me up, and I wanna.
Yeah.
Like I still, dude. I almost got 7 years, and if I was to smell something or like, even just thinking about it, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I want to get high, and I have to like talk myself out of it, But I thought by 7 years, I'd see people that had like 2 years, and I was like, they got life figured out, they got it. Fuck, dude.
Oh,
You got nothing figured out.
Oh,
I know less and less every day.
You should talk to Jordan about that, because Jordan's tough. Jordan's tough. I got on the phone and I'll cry to him sometimes, and I'll say, and he's like, I'm like, what if Braxton dies, or what if Chad dies? Like, Mom, if it happens, it happens. There's nothing you can do about it. He's like, it's sad, but if it happens, it happens. What are you so afraid of? What's the worst that could happen? I'm like, well, he could die. When I say that, I'm talking about my brother, because he's struggling.
Yeah.
My brother, or in Braxton, and he's like, Mom, if that's what happens, that's what happens. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, just talking to Jordan is like, he's just so. He he's got emotion, and he gets sad, and he worries too. He's not, but when he says it like that, he's right. There's nothing you can do about it if it happens.
Yeah, Jordan.
Sometimes you just have to think of.
Jordan's a good way I learned boundaries, just watching
I
him.
know.
But he's also learned to live in the gray a little bit. Like he's not so
Yeah, he's not as bad as he used to.
absolute rigid like he used to. But there's a time when that's the only way you know how to be
I know.
set boundaries is to
I
be
know.
completely
I say something.
rigid. That's the only way to do it. That's the only way you know how to.
Oh, I
And then
know.
you start to learn that I don't have to be so
Yeah.
100% rigid. I can do this. I can do this. But at first, basically, when you don't know what you're doing, you're just like fully like no.
I know.
No.
I can imagine how hard it was for my kids to have their mom and dad out on the streets using drugs. How hard that was for them. And I'm so grateful that I have the relationship I do with my kids now. I'm so grateful that my kids were close. I wouldn't have it any other way. But I remember Jordan, he says he can't remember saying this, but I remember Jordan telling me, I called him one night, it's 22 degrees outside, freezing cold. Me and Terry had nowhere to go. I was standing at Nikki's house using her phone or something like that. I just begged him, will you let me at least stay in your garage? Will you let me stay in your garage? He absolutely would not budge. He's like, Mom, can't do it. If you came to my front door, I wouldn't even give you a banana. And I remember him saying that. And he doesn't remember saying it, but I remember him saying that. And I was so upset. I couldn't believe that he could do that to me. But today, I'm grateful because I'm grateful, even though I was so mad at the time. Like, how could you possibly let your mom be outside in the freezing cold weather and not at least let me sleep in your garage? He wouldn't budge. He wouldn't budge. I wouldn't have nothing to do. Taylor would have nothing to do with me. Nothing. And I'm grateful to this day because I know that it made me think, God, I don't want to.
We're kind of the dicks when we're doing that, you know. We're kind of the assholes.
Oh, I know. You know
that haven't been doing anything for anyone, just taking, and then we're like, we need help.
I know.
You know, and we put them in a tough situation where they have to say no and feel bad, and like
it makes you feel.
Then when you get clear-minded, you're like, oh, I was the kind of the dick, you know. We're both dicks, but
I know. Terry used to see me on the side of the street walking with Terry, and she'd go the other way because she didn't want me to flag her down and wave her down. Taylor, she'd see me walking on the sidewalk, and she'd drive right by me. She told me if I came to her house, she'd call the cops on me, flat out. Just call the cops on me. I don't want you around, Mom. I don't want you. And I know it was hard for her, and she did it. And I thought, if these kids can set boundaries with their mom, I can set boundaries with my kids. I can set boundaries. Like that's what I should. That's what I. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with it.
No.
It's helping yourself, and it actually feels. And it actually is okay. And I'm learning that at this age. I'm learning that, and it's just amazing that what your kids teach at, or what you learn after what you go through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just get to the point where enough's enough. But anyway, yeah.
If you could go back and talk to your younger self, like as a child, what would you tell her? That was the other question from Taylor.
Love yourself, and just breathe. I mean, I shouldn't say breathe, okay? Because the kid's probably not going to say breathe. I don't know. I think back when I was a younger self, I was lost. I really did. I was insecure, you know. And I love yourself enough to not so you don't make bad decisions, and you know what I mean. Like think more. I think back even when I married Trent. I mean, I liked who I was, but I don't think I knew who I was. I don't know. I was just young, and I was really naive. I just think you just need to love yourself and just be kind to yourself. I don't know.
One last question. Oh, I got two questions, but what would you say to somebody that's just like possibly homeless or like struggling, and what would your message be?
Get some help. That there's help out there. There's lots of resources. To surrender to the situation you're in. Actually, just surrendering is huge. Like just sitting there and thinking, God, I just can't do this anymore. I need help. Whatever, you know, just and doing whatever it takes to be where you want to be in life. You know what I mean? That's hard for a lot of people.
Yeah.
My brother struggles with it hard. He doesn't want the denial and that just doesn't want to be vulnerable or anything like that. I think that's the best way to be vulnerable and just say, let it go and say, I just need some help. And you know, you see people struggling everywhere, but there's a girl at my work that's struggling, and she lost her job because of it, because she, you know, parties all night and drinks, and I'm thinking, God, so glad I'm not, you know, you're so grateful you're not there anymore. But you just say to me, you need to get some help, and then just try to be there in that way, you know. But you know, it's tough. But I mean, I just got to the point where I just had enough. Like I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, it sucks.
You can't
When jail's like a break, you're like, oh my God, I'm kind of grateful to be in jail. That's how I felt. I was just so stressed all the time. I would pick my face because
I never did that.
Dude, it was just like I felt so ugly on the inside. I felt like it was like me making the outside match how I felt inside, you know. it was really weird.
I never did the picking thing. I don't know. Taylor's really good at showing me reminders once in a while of what I looked like and how I was when I was using. And she'll, all of a sudden, out of the blue, she'll send me a picture when I was tweaking or whatever, and I'm like, and she'll joke about it. Taylor's really funny too. With you and her and all you guys in the same room.
She's perfect.
Oh my gosh.
She's great.
She'll send me a picture.
Her and Aaron.
Oh
great,
yeah,
dude.
I know.
They're just two peas in a pod just talking shit. Online, if I see Aaron and her coming, I'm stuck on that. I'm waiting to see what comes next.
Oh,
It's great.
I know. She's right. Her and Jordan go at it.
She's one person where I will hold back, where I'm like, I'm not saying that because she'll fucking fire back and land some shit on me, dude. So I ain't saying it. I'll just stop right now.
I know.
If I say something, instantly, like, I'm joking, I love you, stop. No, like, I don't want any repercussions from her, dude.
I dressed up like a purple crayon for Halloween at work, and she told me I looked like an Oompa Loompa. She'll say smart ass stuff like that, and I'm like, I did? I look like an Oompa Loompa? She's like, Mom, you look like an Oompa Loompa. She's a very sweet girl. She'll just crack comments like that or whatever. She's crazy. But what was I saying? Taylor she'll show me pictures, reminds me what, when you think you look great, you're out there tweaking, you lost weight, you think you look good, you just, and she'll show me a picture of me, and I'm like,
Little
oh
piece
my
of chalk.
God. Yeah.
Yeah, just pale and pasty.
Remember this, Mom? Remember what you look like? Yeah, and I'm like, thanks, Tay, thanks for that. But I'm kind of glad she does that because I'm so glad that I'm not there anymore. It's just like.
I remember I thought I looked great, dude. Sometimes I just looked horrible. People send me pictures, or I look back and I see stuff, I'm like, oh my God. I thought I looked great, you know?
I know.
And you go to jail and everybody's like, God, you look like shit. You're like, what?
I know, it's great. I remember going to Lynn's one day, going through the
Bill.
checkout, and some lady was shaking her head at me, just shaking her head at me with disgust. I didn't even know what I'd done wrong.
Probably buying tinfoil or something.
Yeah, it was something like that. I remember, and I thought, what is she?
I usually couldn't afford to. I had to go to steel pieces.
Oh, I know.
Or buy Rolos. I smoked it off the fucking cigarette pack stuff. Burned the paper off, and it was like the thinnest, most.
I know.
Just ruined the whole
What
piece.
about the Rolo?
Yeah,
candy?
that was better than the cigarette thing.
I know.
If I had Rolos,
Stepping it
you had
up.
something to work with.
I
you
know. We're going.
But that fucking cigarette pack thing, dude, you just ruined the whole thing. And I tried it probably 20 times. And I never learned the lesson.
Well, I remember going to Family Dollar and opening up a package
that
of
rips them off.
the singles, the single foil
Oh,
pieces.
I never did that.
Grabbing those and just walking out with
There's still
those.
time.
I know. Instead of getting the whole roll, you just get the little pieces already cut up.
That'll last a while, dude.
Yeah, I know.
You had some crusty ass fucking pieces of foil that that's all I had, dude. You know? Been with me for like a month.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny.
Okay, last question. Did you have fun?
I had a blast.
I'm so glad you came on. I appreciate Minnie.
I appreciate you.
You're
I love
awesome.
you.
She laughs at all my jokes. She's the
funny.
best guest ever.
Funny. Last thing I would say though, I think the most important thing in life is for me, stay clean no matter what. Stay clean no matter what. And to be grateful and just be humble and be kind and just surround yourself with people that love you and surround yourself with good things and life is good. It can be rough. Life is rough. Life sucks most of the time.
You up sometimes.
Most of the time, but staying clean, I would never go back to that. It's not the answer. It's just not the answer. And I'm so grateful for where I'm at. I'm just grateful where I'm at now today.
Yeah, you're doing great. You're working on things. You're seeing things you didn't see before, and that's the whole point, you know.
I'm gonna be 60
not just
this
staying
year.
stuck in like doing these things that living miserable, man.
I was gonna say too. Do you ever, perception? Sometimes I feel like I'm looking at life as I'm perceiving life in a way where I need to perceive it differently. Like you might be looking at right where we're sitting right now. You're looking at things differently than I'm looking at it. You think about that sometimes?
Yeah, everybody's got
You perceive
we're all
things
hearing the
differently.
same shit, and we're all seeing it differently.
Yeah. So I feel like if I can change my perception of a lot of things, that will help my anxiety, help me focus, and you know what I mean.
A Course in Miracles, the thing I work on, it's like this cool book. Hi, Sora. But it's all about changing your perception. It says you either have two emotions, fear or love.
Mm-hmm.
And when somebody comes at you all crazy, they're living in fear.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and it's all about just the miracle is to see change your perception.
I know that saying, anger is fear on its way out.
Yeah.
And it's true. Because I remember, you know, getting angry. When you get angry, that's what it is. That's what it is, and you have to think about that stuff. And I'm still learning. At my age, I'm still learning things, but I know that I'm grateful for, you know, I'm grateful for the going to treatment, and I would change it at all. And for those out there struggling, I feel like, you know, just surrender and let go and get some help. Life is good. Life is good. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I would hold on to things like you think you can't let go of the life you have when you're using. You feel like you have all these things. Like I had like 47 tablets and like 27 stolen phones, and they meant the world to me. And my homelessness was so great, and I couldn't go to rehab. I had shit to do, you know. Like I had bikes to steal. I had fucking protein to go steal from fucking Rite Aid. I'd just go in there and zanny out, just load up my pockets, dude. It's like testosterone pills and like. Just, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways.
Jeez.
Thank you guys for watching. I love you so much. Please like, follow, and subscribe. You're the shit. Stay lit, dude. Peace.